Welcome to the Podnas with Face, Pat, and Tiz.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Podnas, a show with three friends separated by distance, connected by brotherhood, having weekly conversations that you can join in on. As always, I'm 1/3 of the Podnas, your boy Tiz, along with
the other third of the partners, the Padawan. Here with.
Yeah, man, it's me facing the place, just trying to stay on pace with this race.
Stay on pace, ahead of the race. Got some new shoelace, all that good shit. Yeah.
I'm gonna find a new word every week to rhyme with my name. To add in it.
It's a lot of them. Ain't that many for Padawan.
Yeah.
Gotta slow it down to Pat. Pat, Roger, tat, tat.
If I do syllables, Padawan, champion. Yeah, let's go. Let's get
Capadon.
Marathon.
Megalodon.
Y'all gonna make me start rapping.
Mastodon.
The Matterhorn.
Yeah, I bet them.
Megatron.
Oh, shoot. Black Ranger, Mastodon, Padawan.
There you go. See, there you go.
Bars.
There's ways to make it work.
Yeah. I'm gonna come out with a whole freestyle.
How y'all be, man?
Huh?
A little bit of that. Allergies kicked my butt this today, so I'm kind of loopy off allergy medicine and tree. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all.
Oh, okay. Well, your perspectives ought to be interesting tonight. Should be fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Face answer quick as hell. Say, ha.
This is default answer.
Got to let you know off top.
That's his default answer.
Hell yeah.
Baby. Mm-hmm.
Be true to thine self.
You got to be. Shit. My mama knew I smoked. I ain't got to have no goddamn better.
I got a taste for Cinnamon Toast Crunch right now. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
They can't bring that in my house. As soon as it comes in the house, the box or wherever I go.
I can't drink regular milk no more. I gotta drink almond milk though.
Yeah,
you got
you ain't get lactose intolerant. You've been lactose intolerant. Your body was just young. Get older, that body be like, look, nigga, go on ahead now. We done had enough.
Yeah, it's like that with everything now. About to go straight vegan.
Right. Whatever your body tell you to do, man.
That nigga,
don't give a one chip.
Yeah, it's cussing me out. Yeah, bro.
Lord Jesus. What y'all been doing this week, man?
Shit, working. More working. It's been one of them busier weeks. Putting out shit for the pod and working in between. Not a lot of good free time. Took to a birthday party over the break or whatever, but damn near had a panic attack. I find that being around more than 5 people at a time is very terrifying to me nowadays. And people just got different protocols in the way they run their COVID life, and I just won't prepare. So I'll be quarantining myself again for another year, as much as possible. As much as work permits me to work from home, I'm going to do so.
You said
my old heart can't take it, champs. I ain't built for that no more, man. Like I was a nervous wreck. I literally was shaking, heart beating fast, sweating and stuff. Just get away! Oh God, Jesus! Like I've never scrubbed myself or my clothing so hard as I did when I got home. Like it was the most terrifying experience. But no, I ain't built for this. These people moving too free out here in the world. I ain't built for it.
We live in the state with the worst numbers, man. We live in one of the states that got one of the worst numbers because our people here just refuse to do what they need to do. So
that's Atlanta, man. We've been open since last April. I ain't built with it. I'm close that shit down.
The openness don't matter. It's people gonna do what they want to do. These masks, like in the city I live in, I say a good 65% of people never wear masks.
Oh
And I look
no.
at people with my mask and like,
Oh no, Jesus.
so I keep a
Oh,
can of
Well,
Lysol in the car.
you can't be just breathing all out here right now, man. I can't deal with it, man.
well, in
Everybody.
757, everybody pretty much wear masks every time I go out. I be forgetting because I be in the house so much that I forget that I gotta wear a mask or whatever. But luckily, I have my Podnas mask right in my truck.
There you go.
Shit,
There you
nigga, I got an emergency roadside bag and an emergency COVID bag in my car.
I ain't mad at
Extra mask, extra gloves, water, blankets, everything. They keep Lysol wipes.
you. That's a big fact.
The
I'm
wipes,
with you there.
the clean wipes to wipe the car down, everything.
I'm
Hell
gonna,
yeah.
I'm gonna,
As well, you should.
I'm gonna Amazon me a radiation suit to walk around with.
Boy, I ain't know what you was trying to say. I just heard you over there. Habana. I thought you was like getting like Ralph Cramden or something. Habana.
Nah,
Like,
man.
what is happening over there? Glitching.
Oh, nah, man. I ain't watching Instagram or anything. Be saying humana.
I don't know what was happening.
I'm going to take the first topic tonight, fellas. And
Okay.
I want to discuss something that I know y'all seen in the media, but it's just how can I say, it's a symbol of something that goes on a lot with the people in the younger generation, younger than us. I'm talking about young people making stupid ass decisions, especially in 2021. So what brought me to this is it's been online lately, and y'all may have seen it was some young lady. She started a GoFundMe for herself because she went to the little basketball thing with only $400.
AllStar.
Getting stranded there, and then had to start a GoFundMe to try to get your ass home. Dumb decision number one. You had $400 to stay your ass at home. What would make you go somewhere with $400 out of the state for $400?
I ain't even
$400
mad at
out
you
of
for
the state
that,
ain't gonna
but
do nothing for you.
why didn't you
had,
spend all of that $400 while you was there if you knew that's all you had? Like that's what what?
This is my thing. You have to pay for lodging, you have to pay for food, and whatever activity you want to do while you're there for this weekend.
For how many days?
The weekend.
Yeah.
Regardless, if it's one day, $400 if you're cheap may be good, but 48 hours, no, you're not good.
On AllStar Weekend?
Not an AllStar. That shit gonna be high as hell. Because everything booked up and already, so you paying extra just to get.
And this is my thing. Stupid thing she did number two. You either went by yourself or you chose the wrong people to go with because you had to GoFundMe yourself back. They left your ass.
Help you?
They left your ass.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and say you went by yourself, but that's still stupid because you don't go to nothing like that by yourself.
No.
That's dumb. What happened if somebody try to get you? You got.
Most women playing with other women.
Wrong state to be got in, boy. This sex trafficking area, right? Sex trafficking down here. This is not the place for that.
You got to make better decisions. Young people, a lot of young people that's growing up these days, they came in a generation that all the parents want to be a lot closer and befriend them and give them everything they want and spoil them and everything like that. Understood, understandable. But don't let that overshadow the real life situation, and shit can happen to you. You feel me? The world ain't that sunny disposition place your parents put it up to be for you. The world is real, and 9 times out of 10, the people that you meet in life outside of your close circle do not care about you. Make smart decisions, man. You gotta be a lot more careful out here. Like, I don't understand it. You feel me? Like, every place I go to, I gotta have money in my pocket. I gotta know how I'm getting there and how I'm getting back. That was something I was taught. You feel me? Like
basic common sense.
That's the main thing you think about when planning a vacation or a trip.
Yeah, that mid 2000s YOLO shit got a lot of people messed up where they just be, oh, we're gonna go, but like,
what if you didn't have social media?
This ain't the time to do that, man. It's too many scammers, schemers,
it's too much
predators. Like, it's just
because everybody is a motherfucker.
People ain't right no more, man.
What if she didn't have social media?
Yeah.
Well, she didn't have that GoFundMe.
What if you lost your phone?
Exactly.
What if you lost your phone? Can anybody list off 10 numbers they know by heart?
Yeah.
Not these days, because you want to go straight to Google. You want to go right to the phone book and just hit the face or hit the name. Don't nobody know numbers these days. Most people don't know their own damn cell phone number.
That's real.
Not even if your phone got lost.
That is super real.
What if your phone cracked, broke? You can't see your contacts, but you got your phone. Like, that's still doing the same thing pretty much.
What if your shit died and you dumb enough to come with $400, so you dumb enough to forget your charger too?
Yeah.
You got your phone.
Yeah, that was not well thought out
that
at all.
Shit dead.
That was dangerous, actually.
Dangerous and dumb as fuck.
Yeah, man.
You feel me? Like, young people
it's bad enough. It's dumb as hell
days.
for anybody, but a young lady, man, this ain't the time or the place down here in Georgia, man, to just be like, it's literally be sex trafficking posters and like warnings and stuff almost anywhere you go down here. Like, it's serious. It is not a game. People ain't nice out here like that. You can't be moving around like that. That's just reckless.
People just want to go with
Where's
the fun.
your father, lady? Where is your father?
People just want to go with the fun at. I want to be part of the in crowd. Be part of the in crowd and get got, and then people won't see you no more. How many people a year get snatched up? Yeah. Young women, make better decisions, please.
Yeah, man.
And now you got COVID.
That's crazy. That too.
You got COVID and you don't got no money.
Because if you spend $400 like that, I'm assuming you went to a party or something. Ain't no telling what they had flying around there and there, man. Atlanta's one of the country dish right now.
That's another thing I understand. You feel me? Once again, young people make a dumb decision. I understand you've been cooped up, you've been on quarantine, you haven't been able to be around a whole bunch of people and do what you normally used to do. But guess what? COVID wasn't around when you was doing what you normally used to do, but now it is around. Take the necessary precautions to protect yourself.
Yeah.
Sure, you may have gotten the vaccine, but do you know that vaccine is taking hold all the way and that you can't catch it? Because there are also cases of people who had the vaccine of both shots and still caught COVID after they had both shots. So
yeah,
you go in these big environments with these people and putting yourself at risk for what? To dance? Motherfucker, put the music on at home.
Yeah, it ain't worth it right now, man. You can your club
can jig at home.
Like, you got to be smart. Like, the quicker we just do the right thing with this COVID shit, man, the quicker this shit will be over. But yeah,
and if you go to the club,
young lady, that was not smart.
And if you go to the club trying to find some ass, that's 10 times more stupid now. Because 9 times out of 10, y'all ain't got no mask on, so you're gonna catch COVID, go home and catch something else too.
Yeah, I feel you, man. That these young folk are definitely not thinking. That's just not.
You get a 2 for 1 day. Like,
I ain't never been nowhere and didn't know how I was getting home or make sure I was gonna be straight while I was there. So I'm like, if it was, I let y'all go ahead. Then I catch y'all on the next go round. I ain't ready to go. I ain't got it. But it ain't never worth just risking it like that. That's just not smart at all. At all.
If before the trip starts, you know your bread ain't right. That should be your decision right there. My bread ain't right. Shit, I need to stay here.
Yep.
You knew all year you wanted to go, but all year you won't save, and so you should have stayed your ass at home. Like, next year it's gonna come around again.
And my thing is that must have been your last 400 because you needed to go fund me. You weren't able to go to the bank and withdraw none of nothing. So that tells me that, like, you ain't in the financial status to be going nowhere right now. Like, you need to be stacking your bread and, like, thinking about your actual future past just a weekend. Like,
another young dumb
you could have invested, or 400 you could have had saved up for, like, if you have an off week at work or anything. But that
she could be scamming. She could have more than that and just wanted more money so she can get whatever she want going. I don't know. I always try to think of the other perspectives first, because there's a lot of that going
on out here in the world. So I feel you there. That's definitely a possibility these days.
I don't put it past it, but still, another dumbass move. So once again, AllStar Weekend and shit, you got these people who rent a U-Haul van because they can't find a hotel. They rent a U-Haul van, driving around partying and chilling in the U-Haul van and getting checked. Are you stupid?
Hold on, what? So they using the U-Haul van like an RV, you mean?
Yeah, a RV/party bus.
Oh, okay.
So you're getting COVID in a can and with wheels on.
Pretty much. Yup.
Can of COVID.
Oh
Yo,
my
so
I
God.
ain't never been that desperate to go nowhere, man.
so
It
what
ain't never
is
that
If I
deep.
can't find somewhere to stay, before I leave, I gotta know where I'm staying, how I'm getting there, how I'm coming back.
Yeah.
what would be the minimum amount of money to go out to AllStar Weekend? Because I never went, don't care to go anytime soon. So
I definitely say it depends on the city, but just All Star in itself, you're gonna already be paying like whatever, even for the cheap hotels, whatever their normal price is, you can double or triple that just because it's gonna be so booked. So you're gonna have to pay extra to get your reservation, especially if you do last minute. You're gonna be paying a grip just for that. And then usually, like unless you're gonna eat like straight McDonald's and like really low budget food, if you plan on like actually eating and going to where the people gonna be at, you probably going to a mid-level to high-level restaurant. So you talking about maybe $50 to $100 a plate, and then you got actual whatever you get into. So if you want to go out drinking and partying and going to the different parties or clubs or something, you know the club's gonna be taxing because celebrities gonna be there and all that. So like
true.
I would say, man, if you ain't got about a G to 1,500 to me would be responsible. That give you a grand to like fuck around and do whatever you need to do, and that ain't including however you get in there. That's just once you got there, but at least you got that grand to do what you need to do for them 2 days or whatever, and then you got 500 as like a backup money just in case shit hit the fan. Like, okay, I can still, if I get in trouble, I can use this 500 to get me bonded out of jail. If I get if I can't get home, I can use this 500 to book a plane ticket home. That type, like, you want to just have that little extra just in case. So I say, man, about 1,500 would be smart to go to something like
For
that.
spending money.
Right, but it's like you know the date for that at the beginning of the basketball season. So if you ain't got a whole year, you got at least a good 8 months, 9 months to kind of gear up for that. So like if you like that ain't something you just want to pull off on a whim because you got paid Friday night and you done paid your bills and you got a little $300 left over and we going. No, that ain't one of them type of moves. Like that's like going on a vacation or something like that. Like you want to kind of have that planned out so you know exactly you budget right. Because you also don't want to come back, excuse me. You also don't want to come back home and then be like short where you can't pay your bills now because you done went out and had fun for 2 days and now for the next 2 weeks you struggling and can't make ends meet. So
Yeah. So yeah, they didn't know nothing about basketball, I guess.
Yeah, that's my thing. Because she reached out to some family members before she did that GoFundMe shit. And nigga told her the same thing we told the same thing. You feel me? Like, that's stupid. Why'd you do that in the first place? Didn't we tell you that you didn't have enough money? You wanted to go down there? You find your way back.
yeah.
That's just what it was.
Just wasn't smart, man. That was just not a smart move on her part at all.
Just dumb all around.
The U-Haul shit, I don't even know what to say about that. That's just some old podunk country hillbilly shit. Like, why are you out there doing that weirdo stuff? Like,
but I just pray for the next generation, the generation that's right behind us, man. Like, please, y'all doing some positive stuff, but it's that dumb stuff that's being very, very much highlighted and making y'all generation look like y'all dumb as hell, spoiled as fuck, and don't know what earning something means. Now, that's not all of y'all, once again, because I've met some people younger than me, and they in their teens and they upper teens and they early 20s that hard workers, they bought their business, they have aspirations to be business owners and stuff like that and be entrepreneurs. And they on their grind. But there's a bigger population of them ignorant dummies.
Yes.
That's making them dumb decisions.
I'll say too, man, young people, stop popularizing the dumb shit. Like y'all see the dumb shit just like everybody else do. Like put more highlights on those of y'all that are doing good shit and like making wise decisions and like really doing the things that the next generation should be doing to make sure that they, you know what I'm saying, can build on the legacies of everything that came before them. Like, because I think that's also what it is. It might not even be a large population though, but that population, small or large, is highlighted so much by them. Like they be look at this. Like, I think just drawing attention to some more tangible or some more like valid in the world would be very helpful.
Not to add more dumbness into the conversation, but y'all remember like last year before last, I don't remember exactly what year, but they had that dumbass challenge where these young folks were setting themselves on fire.
Yeah, with the alcohol and shit. Yeah.
That's a dumbass decision.
Challenges.
Them challenges.
Just because the challenge don't mean you gotta do it.
Them challenges gonna get somebody killed. That's what's going to
If you want to see what a challenge do, what's the movie? It's the old movie called what? The Christmas Story, when they challenged the little boy to stick his tongue to the light bulb post.
Yeah.
When it was cold outside and they got stuck off a challenge. That's basically what y'all doing. Every time y'all try these challenges, sticking your tongue on a cold telephone post.
Yep. That's real.
When that shit gets stuck, you're gonna look stupid as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Big facts.
Yeah. A lot of stupid stuff. A lot of challenges. They should just do a fuckery challenge. No, don't do a fuckery challenge. Don't do a fuckery. It's too much fuckery.
Society is already a fuckery challenge in itself.
Yeah. Welcome to America. Welcome to America.
Here you go.
Oh man. Well, from the fuckery of the youth to the fuckery of just society itself. Good in the fuckery, y'all.
All right. Let's go.
There we go.
All right. So I'm gonna give some good black excellence first for the good and the fuckery. First, your favorite rapper, Tiz, more Jay-Z news, man. I don't know what it is about last week, but Jay-Z done made so much goddamn money for himself. Now, and this move, a lot of people, probably because they didn't know the specifics of it, was, well, they always do this with Jay-Z. They always like nitpick and try to say, why you do this? This was supposed to be for the people and all that stuff, because that's what you said. But the news is Square, which is owned by the Twitter CEO, Jack Dorsey, buys title from Jay-Z, his share of title for like $297 million or whatever. But what most people don't realize what most people didn't realize is that the title artist owners, they still own their shares of the stock, and they're still like the second largest shareholder. So it's still artist ran. And on top of that, Jay-Z is moved to Square's board of directors. So he's still basically
just leveled up and got a nice little. He got paid to level up.
Yeah, basically. Like, so
I'll just jump on this board of directors of the company that just bought my little share of this smaller company, and now I can run both a little bit, pretty much have my hand in both. Smart man, that
basically.
Smart man. Young people, learn from this guy. Learn from this guy.
Big man.
They'll be doing it, man.
That generational wealth he gonna have, bro.
He make me so proud. And his kids are growing, look like they're growing into such cool little young people too. I like it. Black excellence. I like starting it off with that. That made me happy in my soul.
Yeah, man. Gotta start with the good.
We'll see what they do in their 18 years.
True. What you say, Faith?
I said all kids and rich kids look innocent when they're young. We'll see what they do when they hit their teenage years.
Yeah, this is true.
Oh, Jaden ain't that bad. He's just weird. And, Willow ain't that bad. She just weird. Which you would expect, as, Will and Jada.
Weird is cool. Weird is good.
I'm weird.
That just mean you ain't like everybody else. I ain't gonna hate on that.
Which I like weird, because I'm weird, so it really don't matter. But, yeah. Time for the fuckery.
Get it.
All right. This is John Shatner. He is the CEO of Papa John's, the kind.
Is that William Shatner, brother?
I don't know, man. They kind of look alike, but it's funny.
Oh yeah, I done heard about Papa John this week.
Yeah, he says it took 2 years to get rid of the N word out of my vocabulary, but he didn't he basically said it's taking 2 years to get it out of his vocabulary. So that means
he's still calling people nigga.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, right? He's blaming everybody else for being outed. He's saying he's not a racist or whatever, but he's still blaming everybody else to be outed. In the quote, he says, "It's taken me 2 years to get the N word out of my vocabulary, but because just it's not true, and I need to figure out who did this." That was his exact quote. So
Why you got to get so much of vocabulary if it's not true you said it? That don't even make sense logically.
exactly. Plus,
two things can sometimes be true, but them two things cannot be true. Like you either said it and they called you out on it legitimately, or you have not been taking 2 years to get it out your vocabulary. Like, what? Shut up.
you know, you know what I
That's why your
like
pizza
about
dry as hell anyway.
you know what I
Bullshit
like.
pizza.
I like when they accuse when white people are accused of being racist or whatever, especially only when they are racist, right? Because their reactions is like the word racist is their N word.
Right.
Like in work. It just I just
They
like
want to, in their world, they're allowed to talk like that and it's normal. It's not
mm,
stigma around it. It's just, oh, this is how we talk. So when they get to the regular part of the world where everybody else is like, dude, you're a racist.
mm,
They can't
mm,
handle that. They be like, what? What do you
no,
mean?
no, me no.
But my
No,
friends don't call me that. Well, that's
because
because
your
your
friends
friends
are
some ass
also
kissers or
racist.
something, or they
All
down with
y'all
the same shit
is
you with.
racist.
Because all y'all are racist. That's why your
I used
friends
to
are
be a
racist
racist.
too.
I
Whatever.
used to
You
be a
just
racist.
You need to become friends with some niggas and add some flavor to that dry ass cardboard pizza he be serving up.
That's what I did. I became friends with people from other cultures, and I got over my racism because I was a big time racist when I was in college, and I lived in an international dorm.
That's real.
I didn't like nobody. I didn't like none of them, and I lived in an international dorm, which was crazy. I'm a racist living in an international dorm
I don't know that I'm
every
racist
day.
or that I've ever been racist, but I have definitely been prejudiced. I
Oh,
definitely had to work through that
I
over
was
my
big
younger
time
years.
racist. I was big time racist against every other culture. Everyone. I was talking cash shit, screaming stuff out the windows. I was big time racist.
That's real.
I'm ashamed of myself. I'm ashamed of myself during those years. Very ashamed. But I've matured and
I think
I
that's
love
the
it.
important thing, man.
I have
Like
love for
how
all
you
cultures.
start ain't supposed to be how you finish. So the
Exactly.
fact that you at
You
least
gotta have
was
some
willing to put in the
maturation.
growth and
Gotta
work. Yeah.
maturate. You got to grow. If you don't
Yeah.
grow, can't be stagnant, man. Can't be stagnant.
That's
I
real.
can't say I'm racist. I can say I was ignorant. I would say that. And it's not like I did something malicious to someone or whatever because I felt they were different or whatever. But I would think they had certain behaviors because I was ignorant of their culture.
Yeah, and
I,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. I was prejudiced. Like
mm,
I didn't have like no thing of power over them where I was like, oh, because of this, I can do this to you, or none of
mm,
that,
I
or it
like
was
the
more just
motherfucker.
well, this is what the stereotypes that I've been taught about you, or this is what I've been told about you. So, oh, okay, well, that's what I'm judging you by, as opposed to actually getting to know them and shit. So I definitely, yeah.
I
But I
did.
think that come from the generation we was in too. Like it was
Mm,
normal to be like a lot, like even though we were out of segregation by the time we were born, like a lot of places
just still
were still kind of separated. Like I look at my
mentally.
upbringing, I started being mixed in with another culture more in middle school and high school. Like before that, it, it was one white dude named Tyler that I knew in my whole upbringing until I was like 10 years old. So that's
Same.
the first 10 years of my life seeing everything look just like me. So like it wasn't a lot of chance to get out and see other people because it was just like I was in that one little bubble. But then when I moved to middle school and I got moved to a different area that was more mixed in that area, then I was like, oh, okay, I go to school with these people and I was able to see, okay, well, yeah, they not too bad. Okay. It's assholes just in every race. It ain't just they all bad. It's just,
Niggas in every color.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? So I think that was what definitely helped me. But I'd say definitely college was probably the biggest thing. Like going to when we was at ODU, I think that was the biggest thing for me because it allowed me to see things differently because it was every culture mixed together. And like I'm a big proponent. If I can party with you, then I can do pretty much anything with you. And like going to those parties where you might have an Indian and Asian and a Latino person and whatever, you know what I mean, all mixed together, a Caucasian person, everybody mixed together doing the same type shit, it kind of broke down them barriers to where I was more comfortable to like, oh, well, let me see what y'all talking about. Okay, you all right. You know what I mean? But I think that just comes with growth and being willing to, like, I think that's the problem with a lot of people like John Shatner. They don't really want to change how they are. They want to stay that way and have everybody conform to them, but they don't realize that ain't the world no more. Like that's one thing technology has done, that like it brings everybody together. Like cultures from everywhere are now mingling, talking, learning about each other from a younger age. So it's a whole generation of people that just like, yo, we ain't with that. Like, what are y'all talking about? And I think even our generation, like you've seen a shift from like the way blacks, whites, and other cultures talked about each other in the 90s has evolved even in our generation. So it's like the only people left is them old people like him that's like still stuck on their ways and they haven't been challenged on it because of their money and their power. So they still try to hold out hope. Like that's what that Make America Great Again shit be like. Like it's like them people that just want to hold on to what it was because they see that the world is not, we're not the majority anymore in our way of thought. We're the minority now still thinking like this, and they scared to shake that because then that means they got to actually look at themselves in the past 60, 70 years of the bullshit they done been doing. And that's hard. You know, it's hard to look at yourself sometimes and admit like, damn, I was fucked up. You know what I mean? So I think that,
that was
John Shatner.
That was one of, matter of fact, because since you brought it up, and I like the conversation or whatever, that was like one why I went to ODU instead of because I was always curious about other cultures or whatever, or whatever. So I'm smoking with Muhammad or whatever, and it's true. I'm chilling with Asian homeboy. I always was chilling with Asian homeboys because I had a homeboy named Mark back in high school that was Filipino or whatever. And one of the dudes that rap, he still rap. Matter of fact, he's down in Atlanta named Mike Sick or whatever. He used to have, he lived right down the street from me or whatever, had a studio, and he had a whole gang of Filipino dudes and we would just hang out or whatever. So I always been interested in other cultures, and that was the main reason why I went to ODU. So that's why I feel like I was more ignorant. But the thing about it is like you can be ignorant, but you have, as long as you have that willing to learn and not be so cognitive dissonant from, you know, facts and reality, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like as long as you're willing to change. But yeah, Papa John's a piece of shit. So
fuck Papa John. I ain't calling that nigga Papa. Fuck you, John.
Exactly.
And your bullshit pizza.
Yeah. We the only Papa we respect is Christopher Wallace. Let's lick a shot for Big Papa.
Rest in peace. Happy birthday.
Yeah, it is his birthday. Yeah. All right. On the next on the fuckery list. And y'all know
God bless.
Oh yeah. Dang. I just realized something.
The greatest rapper
rest
of all time died on March 9th. God rest his soul. Rest in peace, kid. It's because of him. At least I know what beef is. I ain't like Nas doing that time, but that either shit was hard.
Well,
love you, Jigga. Don't hate me for this.
And rest in peace to my grandma, because she also passed on this day too.
Rest in peace. I just
realized that. Sorry, I had a moment, y'all.
It's all good, man.
I had a moment. But with the show. So this particular politician, y'all know I love picking on him because he's also a piece of shit. And here's his fuckery. Well, the good thing is Mitch McConnell is thinking about leaving his position.
Amen. As well he should. He should.
The turtle said he's trying to go back into his shell.
Amen.
But here's the fuckery. On the low, he's conspiring to try to change laws in Kentucky, because Kentucky has a Democratic governor now. And the governor, if he was to leave, the governor is the one that can actually pick someone to take his place, whatever. So he's trying to switch the laws around so he can have like a committee under him where he can handpick his successor. So that's the fuckery.
Please, Lord,
That's
don't
all
let
the
that pass.
fuckery.
That's it's
crazy.
also
That's
against
almost illegal, isn't it?
also is against democracy itself. So yeah. Which, I don't know, over the past couple of years, Republicans
But that's what I'm
been
telling
saying
you,
they
man. That old guard,
against
man, they're
democracy.
so used to getting away with the bullshit. Like, down that they're being called on, that they doing anything they can. They scrambling for power. Like, oh no, they're gonna take our power away. No.
It's about time.
Like, they see the tide in the world changing, man. Like, worldwide, people is getting over that old bullshit, man. People like, look, man, world too hard as it is. We tired of being separated by everything. Let's get together.
The world is changing, and you can't help.
Wow.
You sometimes that's just part of Earth moving around the sun. It changes. Things is going to change. Mindset's going to change. Just society as a whole. And change is not always a bad thing.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? The one thing though, with change there comes pain, and you just got to go through it.
Indeed.
Go through the hurt, pretty much. But as far as change, again, this seems to be a thing going on right now. The next good in the fuckery is, well, good. The Prince Harry and Meghan Markle had a interview with Oprah or whatever.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff about it, but I didn't see the interview, so I have no idea what people be talking about exactly.
It's like I've seen little snippets or whatever, but it's basically what they've been saying out in the every time they speak out in the media. It's like how they've been treated from the royal family, the staff there, and everything. Because the royal family is more a business than an actual family. For real. Like, I mean, they're related. They're blood related, and it's obvious just the way they treat Meghan, how closely they want the blood to be related and everything. But yeah, they basically did a whole tell all about how they've been treated, how they're not family members will put them off to the side, and have these they had talks about how they think the child's skin color, and how they might not have a royal name, and they might not get the protection that they had or whatever, just because she's half black.
You lost me. Skin protect what?
Like, no,
can you be a little more specific? I'm lost.
Okay,
I was with you at first as far as they was being treated bad, but what about the child?
So they won't exactly. Yeah,
they don't like the child's skin color because the child black.
Yeah, basically, they're having like, they're not gonna say, they didn't say exactly which relative or family member was coming at them, but it seems like it was pretty much the whole family coming at them. Like, okay, so we're gonna have this problem if he comes out with this skin color or something like that, or we don't know if he's gonna be that protected.
I can tell you exactly what it was. Because they said it won't mom, it won't grandma, it won't granddad. He ain't gonna be beefing on his brother over his nephew. It's the wives. The wives are where all the beef comes from in that environment. You feel me? And then the men contribute to that because they each have to support their wives. So the one that's over here with his wife, with Meghan, he gonna support her wholeheartedly. He married that, regardless of what his brother say. That's his wife. His brother over in England, his wife know when mother dies, I'm next up. So I got to, you feel me? She trying to step into the role early. So she beefing because this is coming to the family. I don't like this. Brother ain't really gonna say something. I believe it's the wife saying something to Meghan about all this other stuff.
So the wife is racist and then trying to press her racist ideas on the rest of the family.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, he I would say he kind of like admitted that him and his brother Prince Charles, they not cool or whatever. So I feel like Prince Charles pretty much is saying like that part too. I don't think it's just the wives. Probably is the wives also, but you know what I'm saying? I feel like, tell you the truth, to be honest with you, I just feel like the royal family is racist. They want to keep that blood all white and they want to keep it the way it is, like it's been for the past how many thousand years or whatever, and keep it pure and keeping it salt, because they don't want. It's just like Tiz said, it's the old guard, and they want to keep things the way they have it, so they can have that control.
Well, didn't they already have the baby?
No, they had a baby. They had Archie. But they having another baby.
But I'm like, they didn't already had the first baby, so the blood ain't just white no more. We didn't already passed that hurdle. So
yeah.
At this point, you might as well just embrace it. You got a whole line of black folk that's about to be popping out, and that's what that is. Like that's done, because their kids are going to be black, and the kids of them are going, like, it's there now.
Now, Tiz,
get over it.
Now, Tiz, in a logical world or whatever, that's right. But we're talking about rich white folks.
Yeah, this is
most rich white folks are, when you get right down to it, they're racist or whatever, because they're rich enough to not listen to other people. Pretty much. And they powerful enough.
That bullshit, because it's pretty much, it is what it is now. Y'all might well go ahead and embrace them little black babies and let it go.
No, well, they don't got no.
The way that succession work, at some point, one of them black boys is gonna be the king of England, or the crown prince, or whatever they want to call it. Like, he gonna catch his lineage at some point. So might as well go prepare for it now, because it's coming down the pike now. Like, the babies is here.
I mean, that's how they feel. But you know, they're royalty, so they got ways of covering stuff up and this, that, and the third, or whatever. And and it looks like they're trying to play that move. But with them doing this interview with Oprah and actually bringing everything out into the forefront, is cause, you know, just in society or whatever, just like, because they haven't been as vocal about it until, like, they said some things or whatever, but. And, you know, they did that whole move. So, you know, that was something going on, but they never really explained exactly what was going on. Like, Megan was talking about how she felt suicidal because of the treatment that they've been having, not just off of the royal family, just off of the staff, like the staff treating her like she is not really royalty or whatever. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then they also talked about how the tabloids was after Meghan Markle's parents and everything. And then she found out that her father was actually working with the tabloids and stuff like that. So she was feeling some type of way about that and everything. And then she even said, okay, if they were getting hunted down by the tabloids, but my mom didn't tell. So I don't know what's wrong with my dad. That person's Meghan Markle's mother. I don't know. I'm not deep into the royal family because they don't got nothing to do with me.
Meghan Markle's from over here, right?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I want to say she was from America.
Yeah, she's over this side. I don't know if she's from Canada or America, but I know she's over this side of the pond.
She's not from over there though, right? No, not from like UK.
No, she's from Canada.
Won't she on a show or something? Won't she an actress?
We can Google this. We can Google
this. Google this shit. I think she's from Canada or California, somewhere with a C in that shit.
Okay.
Oh no, she is it says right there, American actress. Come on, where you at? Where?
Yeah, she was on a soap opera or something, I feel like, and then that's why it was a big deal, because people actually knew her. She is. Just met.
She was. She's from Los Angeles, California, or whatever.
Yeah, she's from the hood. That's why they originally had a problem. You feel like she's from an area that you wouldn't think nobody prominent would come from. So that was, I believe that's what it was. But my thing is, before I go too far, this just crossed my mind. As an American citizen, why should I give a fuck about the royal family?
Yep. That's why I don't know that much about their little inner workings, because I damn sure. Yep.
I would say
concerned with the president myself. So I mean, as long as the laws and shit and people getting treated right, that's what concerned me. When it comes to this royal family shit, I mean, I understand bad treatment that's being public widely viewed now, and everybody's been put in business. I understand that, but this ain't no weakness shit with the American, with the royals, them people from over there. This has been going on for decades, and the paparazzi was all on Princess Diana. That's how she died. They were chasing her ass in the tunnel, and she got car flipped and some shit. So I mean, like,
You know, she
As an
probably
American, I don't
Yeah, that's
understand it.
definitely.
Like as an American, like I don't understand it because
she probably
we use these rules. So
she probably
Yeah.
she probably thought of it like, she had the Disney princess moment. You from America, you from Los Angeles, and all of a sudden this prince wants to marry you or whatever. So you think it is a good thing
No,
that when you get over there,
I ain't
yeah.
talking about Megan. I
Oh,
ain't talking about Megan. I'm just talking about us as Americans, period. Why do we give a fuck about what's going on with the royal family shit? Because this is how I view it. You feel me? Americans giving a fuck about what's going on with the royals. After we done had a Revolutionary War, we American now, you feel me? That's like freed slaves caring about what's going on with the master. You
Yeah.
feel me? That's how I view that shit. Like I
That's
don't
a
give a fuck
different way
about
to
them.
look at it, but that's real.
mhm.
That's real as shit.
You know, like
I
what?
I feel what you're talking about. I think I'm looking at it more like I just like this because it looks like the old system is slowly deteriorating. I just treat it as a sign of like the old system is slowly deteriorating back to back. And then off of that, y'all probably don't know, they got Good Morning Britain over there. Like we got Good Morning America, and like the main dude up there is Piers Morgan, and
I'm
he's been
familiar with
talking.
Piers, yeah.
He talked trash about Megan all the time. He was like, "Oh, she's always like, oh, woe is me. I'm in a princess living in the palace and blah blah blah. My treatment and this, that, and the third, or whatever." So one black dude that went up there, I don't know his name or anything, but I just saw a clip of black dude just going at him like, "You are always up here talking junk about Megan all the time," and he kept going at it and at it to the point that Piers Morgan left off his own show. I can't
Piers
take
been
this
an
anymore.
asshole, so I'm not surprised at that. I'm not
The
surprised at that at all.
yeah, the good thing about that though is he's about to leave. He's
He's
about
like
because
Britain's
of the
Bill O'Reilly almost. Like he just say anything just to piss
ex-
people off on purpose.
exactly. So like after like 41,000 complaints over his Megan remarks, he is
Damn.
now he's now talking about leaving Good Morning Britain. So
Well, to
another
teach
little
his own.
sign.
It take 41,000 when they got to 2,000. It's like, it's a lot of people. I'm gonna go ahead, step to the
Do something
side.
about
I
that.
still got a job. I can take another position with the company. I stay on a job. 41,000. They got to fire you. You got to go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The
Another
people
little
better
sign
struggle.
another little sign that the world changed.
Yep.
That's these three. That's some 4-5 little cities all over there. All of them don't like you. That's a major demographic with our ratings. You got to go, homeboy.
Get your old ass out of
Big
here.
facts.
Get your old ass out of here.
Then they gonna have somebody black to replace them.
Probably the guy that got him.
That would be amazing.
I hope it was the guy that got him to walk off the stage. I hope so. But that would be too perfect. And then the royal family pull out the statement acting like they didn't know what was happening when they were the ones doing it, but just now because they just showed the interview today. But yeah, man, that's my good and fuckery, man. This is good and fuckery, and just the whole theme of it is just like everything's changing. Everything, just slight little signs that certain things is changing. Even Jay-Z just doing all those moves, pretty much is just a sign to change, pretty much. So my next, just like the one thing is that I know that when the world changes, people get scared of. Pretty much, they're afraid of the unknown. They're afraid of the unexpected, and then some people go off the deep end and start thinking that the world's going to end. So I was just thinking about this the other day or whatever. Like, for example, all right, so it's been cold the whole month of February or whatever. Pretty much, all of a sudden, we getting these sunny days out of the blue. It's just getting warmer and warmer and everything. And it just looks like a flip flop. You have one day where it's like 30 degrees and then the next day is 70 degrees or whatever. So the day that I thought of this topic, I was like, this is the type of stuff that make people go out and say the weather is acting all crazy, the world's changing, this is the end of the world and stuff like that. So I was, or whatever. So that's why I brought up this subject. It seems like the world been coming to an end for quite a long time. Like, it seems like I've been hearing about the end of the world since a child. Like, how long does it take for the world to end or whatever? Is it that you see something that's different happening in the world or whatever, and you just automatically think that it's just that much of a change that the world's just going to blow up and end or whatever? Or are you just going crazy, or is it just the earth just going through its natural phases pretty much? Like, what, the world was supposed to end 2012, the world was supposed to end 2001. Every five, like, it seemed like every year there's some random crazy preacher saying that he's predicting that the world end or whatever. Like, is this, when is it going to end? Like, when are people going to just give up and just realize and say, this is not the world ending, this is just the earth changing, like, in general? Like,
Well, I think that's, it's a mixture of things. I think it goes from religion to people being ignorant on just how many times the world, quote unquote, has ended in the cycle of the earth. Like, the earth, like, I think anytime, like, the world has ended by the ice age. The world was ended when the media hit and killed the dinosaurs. Like, it's more of a, it's not even an ending. It's more of a just, it's going into the next phase naturally, or whatever is naturally that have been building up for the past era where things were, quote unquote, quiet. But I think when you get people into different religious backgrounds that don't put in science in with their religion, and you get people that are just uneducated in general, like, anything that seems massively different than what they used to, it seemed like to them their world is ending, so they project that and make it a global thing, when really it's just your way of life or what you comfortable with is coming to an end and it's changing. You know what I mean? A lot of people not really comfortable with change. So it's like, it's scary to them. So those fringe people that's already a little off, whereas the regular person will just be like, okay, I don't like this, but I see that it is changing. Okay, they'll start looking at it logically. Them crazy people, they just be like, oh my God, this ain't what I'm used to. The world over. That Chicken Little shit, the sky is falling. The sky is falling. No, it's a pine cone, champ. You're gonna be all right. It's an acorn.
yeah, it's just a lot of overreacting over, like, little small stuff or whatever. Like, it seems like, I don't know what it is, man. It's just like, whenever we, like, for example, like Black Lives Matter, when that was starting off, I was actually seeing a lot of conservative people just going off the deep end and talking like this is a sign of like revelations or something like that. Like, it seems like they just use that to demonize any type of like social reform or anything like that or whatever. And I'm like, I just feel like that's just a extremist way of thinking.
That's
To just
exactly
think,
what it is. Yep.
like, just to think that just because we want some bit of humanity, that we're trying to like bring forth the end of the world. Like, we're trying to bring forth like the last book in the Bible or whatever. Like, it just seems to be weird. And then that goes along with what I like, how I feel about religion, how I feel like religion betrayed me on something. Because it's like, it seems like anybody can just pick up a book or whatever, and then just use that to back up whatever garbage that's coming out of their mouth, pretty much. Like, it or even with the Texas thing, when Texas came. Now, mind you, this is probably a good example of where you would probably just, if you're going through it right now in Texas with a winter storm and it's Texas, you would never expect snow in Texas or whatever. I can probably feel why you would think that would be the end of the world at that time. I can totally understand that, especially if you're going through it right then and there or whatever. But like, I've seen I've seen like people saying like the God is punishing us because we're letting this happen and this happening, and it's more like social reform and stuff like that. People are talking junk about. I literally seen them like people are talking junk about police and all this change, and we letting transgenders have rights and stuff like that, and God is punishing it for us. Like, no, no, humans are doing stuff and activities that's causing weather change, which causing climate change or whatever. It's like the 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 cars we drive, the chemicals we put out in the on the earth when we're finished with them or whatever. They're changing things in the atmosphere to make climate change, and weird stuff like this is happening. Whatever. These are
I
the
was still,
things that's
yeah. I was still not. I don't know. I think religion plays a part in it, but I also think it's just crazy people, like people that are just
mm,
on the fringe anyway. Because you look at, you can manipulate science, you can manipulate data from studies, you can manipulate research to back your opinion. Like if you believe strongly enough in something, or if you're already a little off and you want to find something that backs up what you're saying, you can find
mm,
it. You know what I mean? So I think it's just people that's already on the fringe and already overreactive, like overreactionary in their nature anyway,
mm,
that do this. Because the average person ain't walking around saying the world gonna end. It's those nuts on the end of the spectrum of crazy that's like,
mm,
it is coming. Like it's not everybody, it's them. So like I think it's
I
just go
put it
back to
like
like you
this.
got nuts in
mm,
society that when these things happen, they get louder.
mm,
That's it.
yeah.
I put it like this. It's all about your viewpoint on anything, period. All right. You got to understand life in general to understand the end of the world. All right. The earth is a living being, as we all know. Mother Nature, all the elements. Earth is a living thing. You feel me? It does have an end date. So in essence, Earth is going to end, but it ain't no end no time soon. What you may be saying is as the Earth ages, new things happen. As in when the human body ages, new things happen. When you
That's a
get a
good
certain age, when
analogy.
you wake up and your knees hurt, you're like, damn, what is hurt that come from? That's new. What's going on? Do
Right.
you get so scared? So when it's more hurricanes one year, well, I get more scared. The
Yeah.
Earth is aging. New things gonna happen, just like with your body. Accept it and move on.
Mm,
That's it.
Yep.
You can't change heaven. That's why the fear comes. That's where the fear sets in
Because you're out
because
of
you can't
control.
control it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Fear
mm,
sets in when unknown things and changes happen that you can't control. If it's something that you can control, it's not fear there, it's just apprehension and anxiety.
Yeah.
Fear sets in when it's something new, changing, that you have no control over, and you just got to take the ride.
That's
Then
right.
all the fear comes in and everything else sets in. Now, when it comes to religion, religion in that topic, I mean, every religion talks about the end of days. I mean, but you got to take that with a grain of salt
Yep.
because you got me personally. I take all religion with a grain of salt because I personally try to look at where all of them started from.
mm,
So, me personally, that's a big conversation. I say that conversation for a different day, but my whole views on that topic is just real funny. So I'll save that. But when it comes to the end of the days, I mean, when it comes, it comes. You can't stop it. So why be all paranoid about it and be running around? That's the one thing when it does happen, everybody on earth just got to accept it and roll with it. It may be traumatic, maybe happen in the instant in the flash, but regardless of how it happens, you're going to have to roll with it.
It's gonna happen if it's gonna happen.
yeah.
You're going to roll
What will
with
Uh,
be,
it.
will
I
be.
mean,
don't get me wrong. I don't. I'm a spiritual person. I believe in God and in general, and it's just that I feel like the institutionalization of spirituality is religion, and religion it causes like I would say it does more separating of people coming together than actually bring them together or whatever. Now, and the rabbit on this, I just really wish that instead of just saying this is the end, times and everything, that we'd say it's just a new age. It's a new change. It's not the end of the world. It's just a new age, end of the old age, pretty much, and then go from there.
Gotta embrace change, man. Change is inevitable. Ain't nothing we can do about it, but allow it to happen because it's gonna happen whether you try to delay it or not. It's gonna happen. Change is change. It is what it is. You ain't gonna look like you did when you were 18. When you're 80, it's going shit gonna change. So deal with it, folks. Just deal with it. Deal with it.
Man, the Earth is a couple million years old. Like, goddamn, what you expect?
Yeah, and it's been through more wear and tear in the past few thousand years than it has been in all of the billions of years. So it's only going to accelerate the changes at this point.
Exactly. You feel me? So, I mean, you got to look at things realistically. You feel me? You can't have that overview like, well, it's supposed to be. No, we don't know what's supposed to be because no man can tell the future, and you don't know what tomorrow's supposed to look like.
You don't know the day or the time.
Yep. Ideal is in the mind of the beholder.
No one knows what tomorrow holds. So we all have to just, like I said, take it with a grain of salt, and it is what it is.
Indeed. Embrace change, people. Shit gotta change sometimes. And speaking of something that needs to change, here goes the Umar Weekly update for this week. This one is not very long because he only had one real thing that he did this week or event that I could find. So basically, he posted an IG live where he's back at the school. So that's a good thing. Anytime he's actually at the school, that's better than him being on the road somewhere yelling at folks. At least he's at the place that he's claiming to take donations for. So while he was there, he posted a video of him and some supposedly HVAC experts checking out the problems with the HVAC units at the school. Supposedly, they're going to be doing some repairs at some point, but we've seen this before with other parts of the building where he has somebody that he claims is working on something, and you see them at the building, but nothing ever gets worked on. So first off, he shows the HVAC unit, and it looks the exact same as it did 2 years ago, except for more wiring and stuff has been ripped out. The outside HVAC unit for the gym, it looked like the dope fiends and people looking for scrap metal and stuff like that and tore that thing all apart. It's just the outer shell of the HVAC unit at this point. Like the inside is completely gutted. It's nothing in there no more. So he's saying that he's going to replace that. Now, he could have replaced that 2 years ago with the $350,000 he had left over after he purchased the school, but now he wants to collect more donations. So we still don't know what happened to that $350,000, and now he wants more donations to replace this HVAC unit. And then he still has to get it repaired and installed once he's replaced it. Then he goes into the school to show the toilets and the shit lake in the gym. And he's talking to and he's talking to the Instagram live people like, this is what we got to work on. This is what we got to work on. Now, mind you, the shit lake been in there for a good year. We've seen that on video documented for a good year where it's just pooling sewage water in the gym floor. This is not a new thing. So why he's showing this as if it's a new thing that we didn't know about, like, we know that's there. We've been waiting on you to do something with it. We see that. The toilets are all still crumbled up. Look like somebody took a sledgehammer to all of them. So he's saying that he got to do that, but he got the water off because you can't have water running through the plumbing, which is not true because you can fix toilets with the water running. You can fix plumbing with the water running as long as with the water turned on, I should say, as long as you go in and shut the main valve off when you're working and then turn it back on. So you can have running water to the school so that people can get a drink of water while they're there or use whatever bathrooms you may have that are actually working. So that's just bullshit. Why he's showing the shit lake and the toilets, I got very confused because he was supposed to be showing the HVAC work that needed to be done, but he started showing plumbing. So that correlation made no sense to me. As he's showing the building or whatever, somebody, I guess, on the live was like asking a question or said, was like saying the different things that needed to be done. He got on a rant on a concrete slab outside. He walked out the building, laid on the concrete slab and said, I don't care what needs to be done. Y'all just get it done. And he's talking to the donors and the people that he wants to donate money to him. And he literally said, y'all just get it done. Get on your Cash App. Like he's basically like ordering people to send him money for this shit. So the video goes off. Then he gets on another video. It looks like maybe 20, 30 minutes after this. And he's talking to the supposed HVAC repair team. Now, this repair team looks like if you remember on the old Sanford and Son show, the little crew he had that hung out on Saturday nights and drunk Ripple together, it was like him and like 3 other old dudes. This is what this group looks like. It looked like Umar went down to the corner store where he get his 2 for 99 games and like recruited some of his old drinking buddies. Like, come on, guys, y'all act like y'all coming to fix something. Because these HVAC dudes don't look like they know what the fuck is going on. They're not looking at HVAC, mind you. He has them in the gym looking at the shit lake, talking about the plumbing that needs to be done. While he's talking about the plumbing, he's showing around the gym, ceiling panels missing galore. Mold, like this mold growth is growing out of the corner of the gym, and it looks like something from that movie The Grudge, when that little ghost hair would come out of the shit. Like that's what it looks like. The mold looks like it's like a whole entity unto himself. It's a whole creature by itself. Like creeping out of the corner. And again, these are supposed to be HVAC repairmen. So we're talking heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. And this is what he has them looking at. He then says that the shit lake needs to be fixed. And he's telling them all of the problems that he's had with the shit lake, about how it just drains in and then it'll be there and then it'll seep away one day and then it'll come back another day. And it's not coming from a leak, like a leaky roof. It's coming from somewhere in the plumbing. He then tells them that somebody done poured concrete into the drainage pipe. And he says this as if it was like a solution that made sense to the drainage problem. But I'm thinking, if you already got the backed up pipes, you pouring concrete in there is only going to back things up worse. And again, he's telling all of this to a group of old players looking like they just can't, like the Wino crew, like they fresh off a bottle of Thunderbird. They have no materials, no clipboard to write down stuff. They have no measurement tool. You know how usually, like something wrong, like you know how usually when people come to like do a repair, they come with like, they're gonna give you a quote. So they come with shit to measure shit so they can average, okay, this is how much pipe I'm gonna need. This is what I'm gonna, so when they assess what you need, they can then tell you, okay, this is what it's gonna take. This is the price, da-da-da-da. These people have nothing. Hands are empty. They all chilling in old jeans. One of the dudes looked like he got the jeans that Umar finally gave up last week on the day.
Might be.
And like, and these are supposed to be HVAC repairmen. They talked about the HVAC none. The whole time they were there, they talked about the shit lake and the toilets that's broken. As always, he continues to beg his donors for money throughout the video as he sits here in a polo hoodie and Nikes. This is after he told his donors that they should not be giving their money to buying grits or Nikes or these white companies. They should be giving their money to him. But he got on polo and Nike in the video. He doesn't acknowledge or think about the fact that more than the HVAC actually needs to be done. Like he needs to get the school up to occupancy code. He needs to, first of all, get the gym floors fixed because they are no longer usable. They've had water damage and sewage damage on them for however long this school been vacant. It's like 2015 or something like that is when the old school that used to be there left. So it's just 6 years of just sewage building up on this floor and breaking the gym floor down. And as a person who has been into athletics and sports for a while, I know that gym floor has to be completely stripped up. It's not a whole new one. Like you can't use that for anything sporting right now. Like it would be literally a hazard. The building is still 2 tones because he hasn't finished painting that yet because I guess he couldn't get the donors back out there to waste their hard-earned time to finish painting it for him. So this vitiligo-looking school where you can't tell whether it's black or white. Like it's just retarded looking. The toilets are still damaged. The plumbing is backed up. And they're gonna have to find some way to get the concrete out of the pipes. So they might have to like actually lay completely new pipes in that building. The classroom have to be deep cleaned and the carpet and all has to be changed because you got dirt and paint cans and all kinds of shit that's just been sitting for 6 years. And you know, if you have a house that just sits for 2 years, a year with nobody in it and nobody's going through to like do any maintenance to like clean it up on the regular, dust and all that stuff and insects and all that stuff, like it deteriorates the fabrics of the carpet and all that. So the floors have to be completely redone in every classroom. The wiring has to be, still needs to be fixed and put back up into the ceiling and into the walls, because there's loose panels and like just live wires just hanging out everywhere in that building. And this is all on a 6-month deadline that he's now given us. He said the school got to be done in 6 months. The work that he's trying to do is going to take at least 9 months to be completely finished at the pace that, like, if he actually started today using the donation money today and just started using every single dollar that somebody sent in and actually put it toward this school, it's going to take at least 8 months to a year just to get the major repairs done. Much less if he continues at his current pace where where he has somebody come in and then another year passes and he just brings somebody back in to look at the same shit that got worse because he never actually pulled the trigger on fixing anything. I'm pretty sure these dudes that he had were just his buddies, because none of them looked like they knew what the hell was going on when he was telling them the problem. They were in there, okay, okay.
Smoking them libations.
Yeah, they were definitely on them libations, heavy. And now he takes them outside at the end of this video. So he done begged for money. He ain't talked about nothing about the HVAC. And then he takes us outside for the last video. Last video was just these same men that were there for the HVAC pulling the ladder that we just saw stacked up in the gym down from the side of the building as if they had been up there doing some type of work. And Umar is yelling, "Oh, yeah, you know, they got to see that. They got to see that. Let them know we working." You're pulling a ladder down, sir. We don't even see you up the ladder doing the work. We just see you lowering the same ladder that I just saw stacked up on the gym wall and when you were inside the building. It's at this point just getting comical, because like the facade he's trying to put up at this point is just, bro, just say you ain't making no damn school, man. Like, just stop. It's just like, what are we doing here? So that's really all I got for the Umar update this week. We do have a new scammer alert that we'll be coming with soon, though. We're doing the research right now. We'll probably debut it on this next week's show or on our live show this weekend. But what's her name? Mbula?
Miriam Mbola.
Miriam Mbola. If you already have heard this name, I wouldn't be surprised, because just the preliminary shit that Faced and introduced us to is, this lady is, she's on Umar's level with the amount of scamming she's doing. So it ain't just black men out here scamming our people. It's black women too. It's just sad that it keeps coming from our people. But we will have updates on her added to the list, because we got to get rid of this scammer culture out of our culture. It's one of the biggest things holding us back from really we're in a position where we're on the precipice of greatness, and we can really start to use our voice to get the changes that we really need. And shit like this is holding us back, because instead of us focusing on the real issues in our society or focusing on the real people that could be real black leaders, we got people donate money to people like Umar and Miriam, and it's just sad. So more to come on Miriam in the coming week for sure, as we get our research together and compile this evidence. But
Umar don't even got a Wikipedia.
Umar has nothing. Nothing, not an Amazon page, not an Etsy page. He ain't got nothing. There's nothing nothing that says this is a credible source to send your money to. Nothing. His own mouth and his own actions. I do not understand how people are still duped by this. But
DMG.
That's it. He said the same thing since 2014, and nobody has seen any evidence of it. But he's still going. Like, I don't understand, but
his ancestors
it's coming.
His ancestors are the ones that actually sold us over here.
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if it was a bunch of Umar looking dudes talking about, we got them good slaves. You can give them grits. They like grits. And make sure you leave me with one of them white women to rub my bit to with guacamole. Like, fuck out of here, man. The lawsuit is still pending though, so I'm still waiting on the next update on that, because it's coming. Like, you could see the writing on the wall that this is going to end in some type of civil or criminal litigation that finally brings this to crumbling down, because it's getting more and more outlandish, and it's just but
ridiculous.
that's my yes. But that's my weekly Umar update. Yeah, it's just sad this week. I ain't even got too many jokes for it. Like, I really watched these videos this week and was just like, this is, and you just watch the black people in the comments. It's just like, oh, my king. Oh, he's so great. No, people, what are you looking at? What the hell are you looking at?
Hey, fantasy, their own fantasy.
Like,
And
it really saddens me to see our people that just, at a time like this in the world, continuing to get duped by our people. I guess,
Everybody
man.
ain't
Please,
you know what?
change who you're gonna follow. If you gotta follow somebody, at least, like, it's like an addiction. Like, if you got that addictive trait, don't go to drugs. Go to working out. Go to eating right. Go to reading books. Like, find an addiction that's gonna at least grow you and help you, not following leaders that are gonna
Black
end
people
up
got
just taking your money.
Black people got the Black Messiah syndrome. Always waiting for the next Black Messiah.
But the people we putting our hope in for that, it's horrible. I was down with, okay, if you want to go Martin, okay. All right, I can roll with you. You want to go Malcolm, okay. You want to go to Black Panthers, okay. But this,
they're like great value.
He's done nothing to deserve this. Nothing.
Like great value Malcolm X.
Man, even great value food be tasting all right. It ain't that bad. The old Umar is like the shit that went rotten on the shelves, and they done threw it out back, and somebody done rolled up on the dumpster, and we can use this.
Change the X-Box.
He the type of food that give you dysentery. Straight up. But that's this week's Umar Weekly Update, man. Now from that to this next topic is a little different, but I saw some news about it this week, and I just wanted to kind of open the conversation up. It's a conversation we've never really had on this show, so it's a little different than the stuff we usually cover. But basically, South Dakota and Mississippi have recently passed bills that are not allowing transgender people to compete in sports with people of their new gender. So like a dude that has transitioned into a female, they can't play female sports. A female that transitioned into male can't play male sports. Do y'all think transgender people should be allowed to play in sports with people of their new gender, or no?
That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a touchy subject.
If y'all need some processing time, I understand.
Oh no, I've already processed mine. But just because I know Pat's answer is going to have me rolling, because he's going to be trying to be so PC. Pat, you go first.
All right, time to just time to work right into the Lions then, man. Right into the Lions then. All right, my answer ain't that PC, man. I don't think so. Like, because at the end of the day, genetically, like, this is how I kind of felt like with Caitlyn Jenner or whatever. Like, you know how Caitlyn Jenner had Woman of the Year or whatever? Mm-hmm. I felt like that there's women that's been women longer than he's been a woman that probably deserve Woman of the Year. So you decided just like a year ago you're going to be one, and then now you think you can get all the benefits that are designated to women.
Mm-hmm.
Like period.
That's I feel like that's disrespectful for women that's been women all their lives or whatever, and they had to fight as women all their lives. And now it just sounds like another way for a man to take away from a woman, if you really just think about it like that. Like, here's my PC moment. I might be wrong. I might be ignorant. But to me, that's how it is. In general, like, you can't just change genetics. A woman told me this, you just can't change genetics. We haven't got that science yet. or whatever.
Okay.
So
So if that's your viewpoint on that side, is that the same way you feel about a woman transitioning into a man?
now that I didn't really even think about on that. No, like how to say, that's a tough subject because it's like if she transitioned into a man or whatever, and she tries a man's sport or whatever, will men even care that it
Okay.
like that? Like that's where because I'm not a sports head like that.
Gotcha.
So will men even care if they got to it? If they are, would we? Because men are genetically built to do sports more just in general than women. Like I'm not. If you have a woman competing or whatever, now it's like the only thing I would be worried about is how she going to be treated if she goes into a man's sport, because now you're around a bunch of men and men don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. Like with that, I feel like it's like, all right, women, if you want to go into a man's sport with your new gender, enter at your own risk.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same
Now,
time, that's not fair because now I'm saying women can do men games and it's just all confusing. You go ahead, Face.
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off your comment because that's why I asked you how you felt about women transitioning to men, because it is a woman who's currently she's already transitioned to a man and she's a professional boxer.
That's like I said, man.
And
Enter at your own risk.
I believe she was on cover of Sports Illustrated last year sometime. And my wife
think
showed
I
me. I was
seen
like,
it
what the fuck? But this is my thing. My viewpoint on it all. I don't give a fuck what y'all want to do. Do you. You feel me? But if you step into that arena, you step into that arena wholeheartedly taking those chances in your new role that you chose. Your new role that you chose. However you feel inside, that's what you chose to become. So if you're a woman transitioning to a man and you want to play a man's sport, if you step onto that gridiron and you put those pads on and they allow it, you get your block knocked off. You get your block knocked off.
That's yeah.
They're not going to be like, oh my God, the transgender. No, they're going to be like, number 24 is down. Okay, get his ass off the field. Get somebody else on the field.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to men who transition to the women going into their sports, same thing. I don't give a fuck, do what you do. But at the end of the day, realize if those women gonna go extra hard because they know you got traits of a man and genes of a man and the man's strength, they gonna still give you them blows. They gonna give you even harder blows because they know. You feel me? Like they gonna be aiming for you, be gunning for you. So this like you putting a target on your back. You feel me? Like I have no personal feelings at all because one, I don't play no professional sport, so I don't care less what y'all do. Two, I just don't give a fuck.
Right.
Wasn't
my
a
life
movie?
to each his own. But my whole thing is, if you're willing, just like with any situation, if you're willing to take your step into that situation, you need to know the circumstances, the pros and the cons. And if you're willing to take that full step and take the other step behind it, knowing all the information, hey, decision is yours. Whatever happens then, it just happens to you. Now, in youth sports, I feel it's something different. You feel me? As adults, that's one thing. Do what you want to do. But in youth sports, you have to sign your child up for youth sports. You feel me? You know wholeheartedly if you're allowing your child to transition into whatever they want to be, you know wholeheartedly what harm you're putting your child in the way of. So at that point, I feel there's neglect on the parent at that point. You feel me?
I'm glad you brought that up.
That's just like, what's the movie Rodney Dangerfield, Ladybugs, when the little boy
That's what I was thinking.
And
that was the movie.
Soccer team. You feel me? Like,
That's
the movie,
beat the hell out of all of them.
That was the movie I was thinking about. Yeah.
You feel me? So, but look in the other direction. You feel me? Like, what if it was a little girl transition to a boy and her dad want to get out there. You want to be a boy so bad, get out there on the football field.
I'm pretty sure it was a
That's
movie about that
neglect.
too.
You're willingly putting your little girl in harm's way. I'm sorry, your little boy now in harm's way because you know
Mm-hmm.
that don't need to be happening.
So
So
I had a point like when
children,
he brought that up.
children don't do
Uh,
what they're allowed to do.
like I almost feel like, especially when you brought up the children's sports or whatever, the coach knows that child is genetically a man. You know what I'm saying? That almost feels like you're cheating. Like you know that, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a good chance that they're gonna dominate whatever woman sport they're in, just because genetically they not a woman. Well, I should say not a girl, and that because they're a child, pretty much. So like I just feel like that's a lot of that's funny too. Like I feel like that's you're cheating on that side. So I mean, yeah, it's a touchy subject.
I mean, for me, it
Now,
ain't
me
that
as a
touchy because
parent,
I don't.
I wouldn't have liked my as a parent. It's gonna sound fucked up to some people, but so what? I'm me, and I really don't give a fuck what nobody think about how I feel about some shit. So as a parent, if my child, if the knowledge came to me that my child was on the team with a transgender, like if when my child is older and they're in high school and they got to play high school sports and people in high school get undressed in front of each other, I'm not gonna be cool with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally. If that knowledge comes to me, I'm like, my child got to get pulled off the team. I'm not comfortable with that shit because you put my child in situations that they're mentally not ready for right now,
Mm-hmm.
and they haven't been exposed to. And I want to be the one to give them that knowledge, not just throw the shit into them just because somebody else feels a certain type of way. So I mean, me
That's
personally as a parent,
Mm-hmm.
and if that situation ever arises, I as a parent would pull my child out of that situation because that's I'm sorry, that's just me.
That's
I
right.
don't want my child around that shit. You feel me? Like there's a lot of shit our children are exposed to extra early nowadays because everything is based on how somebody feels. I mean,
mm-hmm.
it's still childhood innocence. It should still be some type of thing. You feel me? Like we should still have some type of childhood innocence.
Yeah.
We always say kids growing up too quick, but now we're forcing them to grow up with this new era of everybody being accepting of everything. Can't
Yeah.
accept everything, man. When you
I
accept everything, the world bends into chaos. Because
I
if
ain't
you try to please everybody, there's a reason why some people need to be mad. You feel me? Like everybody doesn't get their way. When everyone gets
Mm-hmm.
their way, it's chaos. It's total chaos when everybody gets what they want based on how they feel because you're mad and you're crying. Just imagine having a house full of kids. Every one of them wants something different, and every one of them crying. You feel me? Two of them want the same toy, and they crying. It's only one of the toys. You can't please both of them, man. Can't give
yeah.
everybody what they want. Y'all gonna spend this fucking world in the outer fucking space even more.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all thought 2020 was chaos. Keep giving everybody what the fuck they want.
Yeah. I think for me, since I don't really care about the societal piece, like I don't care what you're doing. Like I'm real big on libertarianism in this way. Like I feel like everybody got the right to do whatever the hell they want to do, except for in private establishments, because those usually belong to somebody. I think for me, just keeping it with the sport, like I don't care about that woman of the year shit and all. Like that's a fight for people who care about that particular award. But I like sports, and I participated in sports for a long time, and I just look at it from the danger aspect. Like when y'all was talking about genetics, like you can't change that. You can't change the way a bone structure in a man develops. You
Exactly.
can't change the way muscle density develops necessarily. Like you could take hormones to kind of slow down those effects or reverse them a little bit. But for the most part, a man's body is designed genetically to be built a certain way. So even with all of that, he's still going to have more dense bones. He's going to be able to withstand certain things more than a woman in certain areas. Like that's just genetically how we made up. So until they can change that, when it comes to sports in specific, I don't think a male that the transition to a woman should be allowed to play certain sports for women. Like if it's a sport where it's already like gender don't matter anyway, then cool. But I feel like the reason a lot of sports are separated by gender is to give equity, because if you put both genders on the exact same playing field, like in a sport like football, even if you have outliers, like there's a girl now who got like a Division I full ride scholarship from football. As you move up in level, there reaches a certain point where even if you are amazing as a woman, it's going to become more dangerous for you as that same body, because your body is never going to be able to reach the exact same physical traits that a man naturally has. And if y'all are equally working the same hard, y'all can take steroids together, all that, the man is going to naturally be just a little bit bigger, just a little bit more dense. And when he hits, his body's going to withstand that impact a lot more than your body. Like, that's just how that shit works. So you're literally putting those females that transition into males in a higher risk of danger, just for the sake of saying that they're able to do it. Like, to me, if you're going to, like, that just don't make sense. It's a reason that the lingerie football league or the women's professional football leagues, or all these women that play professional football, it's a reason that you don't have one in the NFL, because on that level, it's a difference between your maxed out 250 pound body going up against a 300 pounder every single play. And this 300 pounder is chiseled, dense bone man. It's just different. And your body's gonna react different to it, and you're gonna be at a higher risk of like getting a major injury that can change your life. If you're a male that transitioned into female, same thing. Like, I saw some video where it was like a women's basketball league. Now, these women out here playing basketball, and this big 6'8", 275-pound dude that then transitioned into a woman is out here playing with them. It's just different. Like, if you look at the best WNBA player and put them up against the best NBA player, it's a reason those two sports have separated by gender. It's not to be unfair to women. It's literally because there's a distinct advantage. It's a reason pros don't play against college players. It's an advantage. Like, it's just different. And some things are just like that. And if you want to be a transgender in golf, I don't think it matters as much. But even then, a male is going to have a little bit of an advantage, because his denser bone structure is going to make him drive the ball longer. So he's going to be hitting 300 and some yards where you might be hitting 200 and some yards. And that makes a difference. Like, I feel like any sport that's already separated by gender, transgender should not necessarily look to go into those sports in those arenas. They should have their own space the same way those two genders have their space.
Yeah.
Like, they're almost their own entity. So like, you can have a group of transgender male to females playing against each other, and I think that's fair. They all started with the same genetic makeup. They're all now in similar areas of transition. Like, it makes sense where they won't hurt each other at a higher rate or get worse injuries because of this. But shit's separated for a reason in some things. Like, it literally is. And we can't be so stuck on equality that we forget equity. Like, it's not equitable to those people in those sports to have these things, like these different situations arise. Like, I shouldn't be out there on a football field thinking, am I going to could I kill this person because they're genetically made different than me? That shouldn't be a thought. Like, we should be able to play free. And I feel like, again, we've separated genders in certain arenas, not for a lack of equality, but to provide equity. And I think that has to be the number one thing we start looking at going forward, is like equity. Everybody is not the same. We have to recognize those differences, embrace those differences, but still be realistic about what those differences actually mean. Like, I'm not going to throw a Spanish child who's only spoken Spanish his whole life in the middle of an English room and expect the same outcomes I would from a natural, like a person that's done English all their life. Like, it's gonna be an advantage to the English person because they know this language in and out already. They're not learning. There's no difference. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, so you got to be equitable out here and not just do shit on the sake of equality all the time, to me.
So, question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that if they could create a transgender whatever type of sport league, that one, it'll be profitable, and two, that it would be sustainable?
Yes, if they did it in a smart way. I think what happens in a lot of, like, I think we talked about this when we was talking about what was it, the WNBA that one time on our show. Like, I think you got to do it with the business model of recognizing where you are. Like, you're a startup league in a niche genre. You're not going to have, you can't go into it expecting to have the exact same outcomes as something that's more established, already has built up a fan base for 100 years, etc. Like, I think that was the problem with even the XFL when they came out. They wanted to have the same everything as the NFL, but they're not realizing that the NFL has built to this point. It was a one point where the NFL won't shit, and college football was more important than NFL. So like everything has to get there, and I think if they come in on a small scale, realizing, okay, we're going to appeal to our niche audience and we'll grow our brand out over time, and as we actually have the fan base to sustain growth, we'll grow then. Until then, we'll be at whatever level we're at as we build. If they do that, I think it could be, because you got like I said, man, it's a generation of people out there that don't care about none of this shit. So they would still support it. And it's a lot of people that are not transgender that are like, what they call it, cisgendered or straight. I don't know the terms. I apologize. I don't know the terms. I'm ignorant on a lot of these terminologies, but the people that are straight, they are still supporting these people because a lot of them, they family and stuff. So it's a group of people out there that would definitely support, but they can't come into it thinking that overnight they're gonna be as big as whatever the established league in that sport is. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't gonna come out with a transgender baseball league and think that it's gonna be the same place the MLB is. Like, it's just, you got to get there. Can you get there one day if you take their same model of starting off small, building on it over time? I think so. Because you got them television stations that pop up that are like, it's for certain niche communities. It's just for it's targeted at these particular groups of people, and they are starting to grow and get bigger than some of the major television networks. But it's been over the past 10, 11 years that they've been building to that point, as opposed to like coming out the gate, we're going to throw billions of dollars at it, and then you have nothing to recoup with, because that's not the money you're going to generate. So I think if they don't follow the flaws of the way that WNBA came out, or the XFL came out, or these other smaller leagues that tried to come out on the same level as the largest establishment, they can work it. Like, I think a smart way to do it would be like what AEW did when they came out. They're a smaller league than WWE as far as professional wrestling. They're a smaller entity. But they stick to, they don't try to go over the top with entrances, because they know that's going to cost way more than their budget. They keep it more focused on what they can do best, and they appeal to their audience. And as they keep giving their audience what they want, that audience will continue to grow over time, and they'll have the money to literally be WWE's equal. But at the moment, they're not even trying to play that way. And I think if you had the right mentality on it, I think they can do something with it. Yep. It's definitely, I feel like it's definitely a community out there that would look for that and would thrive off it. I think the biggest thing, though, is that the transgender community is kind of like the Black community at times. Like, they are very separated in what they actually want. Like, you have a group of them that look at things one way. You have another group that's like, we got to be equal in every single place. And then you have another group that's like, we don't necessarily have to do what the other genders do. We can be our own entity as long as we're respected, and as long as we're not treated unfairly or disrespected in our daily life. I think that's to be the biggest thing, is like, have your own league. I think that would be supported. I actually think other sports league, especially today when like PR is what it is, they will probably throw support to it just so that they can get the kudos of saying, hey, we support them. Use that platform and then keep building your shit, and you're going to have people that come over, because if the product is good, people going to come to it. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what's any business, though.
Yeah, like, people will come to it if the product is good. If the product is shabby, or if you done overshot your budget, so now you can't sustain this product you done initially put out, then that's where the issues come in. So I'm sorry I rambled, but yeah, to answer your question, Face, I think it's possible, if depending on who runs it.
Man, if they do it right, they would make so much money, because look at the gay community and how much money they bring in general.
Yes, they're one of the biggest consumer bases, period.
Exactly. They have like influence in everything. So I'm pretty sure if done right with the right support, You know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to watch it. Might not be me,
My point,
but
exactly.
somebody's going to watch it.
Yeah. And that's the
But
thing. I think at this point, with the way media and stuff is, there's so many different communities. It's not like where it's just one block community that you're appealing to. Now you can literally directly market to the people that are looking for what you want. And as long as you deliver on that, as that group itself grows, but also as your product continues to just be good, people from other communities will slowly trickle over and be like, oh, well, what's that? Okay, well, why is this group of people so hyped about this? What's so great? And as you will get some of that trickle over effect where you'll start to build your base outside of your initial demographic. But I think it starts with just targeting those people that you know are looking for that. For sure.
Good.
For sure. But yeah, man, transgenders, do what y'all do. Just be realistic about it. Like, genetics are genetics. And one day we might get to a point where you can, if that's what you feel, and you can inject a certain thing, or you can take some and it will literally change your genetic code to like fit who you feel as a person inside. But until that day, we got to look at things and be realistic that things just ain't necessarily safe just because you want to do it. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, men can't have babies. It is what it is. It's just not genetically gonna happen. So we got to deal with the fact that we're gonna be dependent on women for that until some change. So that's just like life is life. Life is what it is, and until genders are like able to be controlled on a genetic level, there's going to be certain differences that we have to be okay with. Like, everything don't have to be the same. It don't have to be. Like, you can be different and still be valuable. And just recognize that you're different. Like, it is what it is.
Man, the day that genetics can actually be changed, when we have that choice, that's an ethics situation that that's an ethics situation for the future for you right there. Because now it's like, all right, we're playing God. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Yeah, I don't think nobody should create life, but I'd be for an adult that's 18 or over and they want to, just like you go get a boob job or get them fake muscles, buds, whatever. You want to go get a genetic change to fit who you've been feeling like since you was a kid. Cool, do your thing. Like, I think that should be like, you should have that right. Go do your thing. But
it should we ain't there. It should definitely be like an age limit, like cigarettes and alcohol and everything. Because you gotta. But now it's like you gotta give that child a chance to develop and grow into the person they want to be before get into that.
That's on most things though. For me, like, if it's an adult type of discussion, adults should be making that. Like, no kid should be making adult decisions as a kid because your brain's still developing. You're not there yet to make a rational decision that could affect the rest of your life. Like, big fact. Yeah. Well, yeah, man. Let us know what y'all think out there, and teach me some of them terms, because I damn sure don't know. I know I done butchered some terms tonight. I'll be honest. I'm ignorant, and I'm willing to learn, but I just don't know.
I'm ignorant too. So, and I get to a point that I just, you know what, I'm gonna just avoid this because I'm probably gonna say something stupid and it might offend somebody, and I don't want to do that.
Hey man, I gotta be able to put my ignorance out there so that people can teach me, because I don't know, and some of the research, I don't know who's telling the truth, so I'd rather hear from somebody who's actually experienced it. So, you happen to be a person that's transgender or something, you watch our podcast, man, or listen to us. Please school me, I'm willing to learn. I just don't know.
Now, my top 5 for this week. I thought I'd change it up instead of being angry or just listing some random stuff that I was thinking about. I figured I try to help somebody else out there again this week and list my top 5 ways of how to make a difference.
Okay.
You feel me? It's 5 random ways. I mean, there's more than 5 ways to make a difference, but these are the top 5 ways that I came up with while just sitting back thinking this past week. So, number 1, of course, everybody knows you can volunteer your time to a worthy cause. Many people and places need people to help them, but they don't have the money to pay. Do it from your heart and volunteer.
That's real.
Mhm.
Second one.
Also a good way to get a job if you're struggling with getting one.
True.
Oh yeah, definitely. You volunteer enough at a certain place, and they'll see your work ethic and they'll try to offer to hire you. I mean, I know what Goodwill does that with volunteers, and also people who are on probation and they working off in community service. So they you do your stuff there, they'll see your work ethic and see you come to work on time with good attendance. They'll offer you a job at the end of your servitude, not servitude, but end of your time with them.
Facts.
Now,
I got my career off of it.
Now, the second one is a little bit harder, but become a mentor to a younger person. At some point in all of our lives, we need a little positive guidance, whether we know it or not. Maybe a little hard at times, but young people need somebody to listen to them. You feel me? At the end of the day, a lot of people are going through stuff and they got nobody to talk to, nobody to vent to, so they got it all pent up. And with the time and era we living in now, a lot of those people are young kids. You feel me? And that age range goes from anywhere from 6 to 18. And they need to say something, but they have nobody to actually sit there and listen to them. Become a mentor. I mean, there's a lot of different mentor programs out there you can go to. I mean, YMCA, Boys and Girls Club. There's a lot of different stuff you can do to try to help somebody young or younger than you. You feel me? It ain't got to be a kid. It can be somebody in their 20s. You feel me? You know somebody at work, you see them fucking up all the time. You know the way to get them out of it. Offer them some advice. They ain't got to take it. Just offer it. You feel me? Like, you know in your heart you're doing something good. Just offer the advice. Don't, hey man, if I was you, I'd do, hey man, you know, this happened to me one time before. I did this and helped me out. I don't know if you want to take that piece of advice, but go ahead with it. That's it.
That's real. Offer it at least.
You feel me? Like be that OG that people need sometimes. Don't sit back and let a man keep fucking up. If you know you got the key to the city and you can help him not fuck up, help him do that. Help him not fuck up. Now, third thing on my list to help make a difference is simply just having a conversation with somebody you have nothing in common with. It may seem like having a conversation is not in the realm of this list, but you'd be surprised what can come through with insight and growth with having just a simple, honest conversation with somebody you have nothing in common with.
That's how you learn about
in my
other
line of work. You feel me? Like every day you encounter people, different cultures, but you never stop and ask a simple question. You may think it may be intrusive, but you may be thinking, nah, I ain't gonna ask this. You'd be surprised. People are a lot more talkative than you think.
Yeah.
Just simply, you see somebody, you got an accent. Oh man, anybody I meet with an accent, where you from? Well, why are you asking that? Because your accent. I just want to know. You got a peculiar accent. I don't have an accent, so I want to know where everybody with an accent come from. I mean, people tell me I sound a certain way. I don't think so, but hey, where are you from? I've met people from Boston, Romania, different places just based on their accents. You feel me? So I mean, have a conversation. You find out different about their culture. You find out different about stuff that y'all may have in common that you thought y'all may not. But that conversation, it brings growth and builds bridges. You feel me? Like,
that's real.
I think people will be following your advice when they see me out and about. When COVID was around, I was like going to bars or whatever. I think people be taking your advice because, you know what, I want to randomly talk to this guy. I just be by myself, and then all of a sudden, hey man, how you doing? And blah blah blah. I'm like, why is this guy talking to me? I was like, all right,
they just
but
trying
that
to learn about somebody new.
I guess so, but yeah, that just say that.
Now the fourth thing. Give to a charity that supports a cause that you can champion. Now, important thing there, give to somebody who supports a cause that you can champion. A true cause. Nothing that's fake, nothing that has no backing, some true factual that you can have sustainable data on that you can support. If you're going to give to that charity. Me personally, I often give to the charity that does research for juvenile diabetes. Because of course my oldest is a type 1 diabetic. So by me giving, I know I'm assisting and aiding in positive research for possibly helping her in the future and other people and other kids in the future. And I know, hey, I'm just helping out too. Feel me? Like I know I'm helping out. I may not be giving a lot at a time, but the little bit I give, hey, it does help out.
Yep, every little bit helps with something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the number 5 thing, I think, and I'm directing this to all Black people. You feel me? Like, whatever culture you are, I have no problem because I'm not a racist. I've grown and I have becoming a more accepting soul. But when it comes to Black people, this really hits home because I see it more often. Pick up trash in your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
The trash
My
you
son
walk
do that a
by and
lot.
throw down.
On the trash
You
crew,
feel
just
me?
walk around the neighborhood and fill up some bags. Yep.
You feel me?
That's
Like
real.
the trash you walk by and throw down, it only contributes to the dilapidated nature of your community. You want your neighborhood to look better, you can constantly complain about it, and do something to assist it. Every little bit helps. That piece of paper laying on that front yard that you got to walk by to get on the bus, pick that piece of paper up. It's a trash can everywhere, man. Pick the shit up. We all got to wear gloves. We all got to keep gloves with us now. So, I mean, hey, use the gloves.
Personal responsibility for your own community. Yep.
You feel me? Like, it used to be a time where our communities were places of pride and culture. But today we only see them as ghettos, traps, and places of despair. Small things like picking up the trash can go great lengths of revitalizing people's neighborhoods. You feel me? Like small things like that, you never know what they can spark. Just small trash pickups. One person can start a whole team of people like, man, what you doing picking up trash? Why? Because the neighborhood look just like this, look like trash.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want our neighborhood looking like this. You feel me? Like we gotta take pride in where we live. If you don't take pride in where you live, how will anybody else take pride in where you live?
You feel me? Like, you don't take care of your house, you can't expect your guests to.
True.
Exactly. There's so many cities out there that people talk trash about, and people get the people that mad that live there. Well, y'all say y'all city look like this. Your city do look like trash because y'all got trash everywhere. Don't nobody care. Y'all randomly throw shit out the window. Don't give a fuck. Like y'all walk by shit. Like be human. You feel me? Like that's where you live. Are you gonna throw trash around in your house? Inside your house? They gotta step over there. Nah, you ain't. And if you do, you just a nasty ass motherfucker. Don't be like that where you live at, man. Support your community. Love your community. The more you pour into your community, the more it should pour back into you. But I guess that's not a thing no more because the time of community, it seems to have faded in most of it, at least most of America. But we need to come back to that time of community and community strength. Because in those days we had true community strength, a lot of BS is going on in a lot of communities was not going on because you had that strength in community.
That's big facts.
We need to go back to those times. Maybe a little old-fashioned thinking to me, but hell, there's a lot of neighborhood problems that a lot of people have in their neighborhoods with drugs and these little young gangs and little young people with nothing to do because they don't want to go to school. I remember back in the day, everybody used to whip their ass.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a community.
Let your next door neighbor catch you. Oh, your mama at work. Your mama at work. Why you out here? Because I want to be. You want to be. Oh, okay. I'll be right back. But nowadays, everybody's scared of somebody coming back and shooting them.
Yeah.
Whip their ass when they're young. Put the fear of God in their ass. Community starts with the little kids.
Yeah.
It's the age old
Takes a village.
It takes a village. There you go. Take the words of my mother. It takes a village, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whip their ass when they're kids. Put the fear of God in their ass so when they grow up, they'll know what consequences truly are.
Stop being
Bring
scared
back the
of the
community.
kids.
Bring back the community. Start it with picking up trash. Make a difference, man. Don't sit here and complain about you wanting things to change and I wish this and all that. You could be that change. One person can change something. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It's a collective. It's a collective of many ones that make a great change.
Yeah.
But every great change is started with something small. You feel me? Everything great starts with something small. Nothing great happens all at one time. Boom, this great thing happened. No, it was something small that sparked it all off. In every instance,
that's true.
Be that something small that sparks that big change, man. Help your neighborhood. Help your community.
Survey says.
And that's all.
Lives detected here.
And that's all. The top 5, man.
Right on. I like that one, man. That's a cool way to kind of glide out the show this week on a positive note. Fix your communities, guys. It's our community. We're the only ones that can build it, man. And speaking of community, that brings me to our Black business of the week. This week, the Black business I got is called Champion Candle Company. Champion Candle Company. That's championcandleco.com. At Champion Candle Co. on Instagram, Champion Candles on Facebook. It's basically a handmade candle company. They got candles of all fragrances. If you are into that aromatherapy, if you are into like just burning a nice candle in your house, like my family is, like, it's a real good company. Their candles are high quality, handmade. The smells are amazing. They got great fragrances, but the fragrances are not overpowering. Sometimes, candles can have that where they almost make you nauseous. There's so much of that intense smell. With these, like, you can light them in your crib. They burn well, and you ain't got to worry about it overpowering everything to the point where it gets to be too much. So it's a great company, Black owned as always. You can check their testimonials out on their Instagram and their Facebook page or their website. They got great reviews, and they're just a great company, man. So if you're looking for candles and you're into just, taking your bath with candles, setting the mood with your lady, or just, adding a nice fall or spring or summer fragrance to your crib, just for the holidays or something, Champion Candle Co. Champion Candle at championcandleco.com, at Champion Candle Co. on Instagram, and Champion Candles on Facebook. Great company. And as always, they are Black owned. So support Black businesses, my people. But yeah, man, that's all I got for y'all on that one this week. Anything y'all want to say before we roll out, or anything y'all want to bring up before we roll out, guys?
Yeah, we had 170 subscribers, y'all. Just wanted to bring that out there. Y'all can be anywhere in the world, but y'all here with us.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Definitely appreciate you.
Continue blessings on the support, man. We appreciate it. Because we're gonna keep on rocking with the content. So we appreciate y'all joining our conversations. And as always, man, please keep joining us in the comments and in the chats, man. Like, it's how we grow. We can't, we're not experts out here on nothing, just like most of the world isn't. So the only way we can learn and grow is by hearing other perspectives. So feel free to share yours with us. But yeah, man, 170. That's pretty fucking big, man.
Yeah, I like that.
I remember we was like, oh, we want to get 100 followers or 100 subscribers by the end of our first year.
Mm-hmm.
And we not even a full 5 months in, man. And look at us.
Be anywhere in the world, but they were here.
Appreciate the support, everyone.
Good looking out, Pod Squad. Good looking out, man. But yeah, man. That's our show for the week, guys. As always, make sure you check us out on all podcast streaming platforms. As always, this will be dropping at Wednesday at midnight. Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon members, you will be getting the full, unedited, uncut episode tonight. Literally before I go to sleep tonight. So it'll probably be like maybe 1, 2 in the morning, but it's coming. So you will get that a full day before anything drops.
Yeah.
Join us on our Patreon. You can do that by just going and becoming a member at buymeacoffee.com. You automatically get access to our Discord link. Discord, where you can chat and talk to us directly, give us ideas on topics, talk to us about topics we've already covered, and share your perspectives with us directly. Jump in the comments or the chat, and that's all I got for them. What y'all got for them, guys?
Once again, always go to teespring.com/stores/Podnas. That's PODNAS-closet. I know y'all know how to spell closet -1 for all your Podnas merchandise and apparel. Also, you can also check out our other store, teespring.com/stores/space. That's PHACE-CO-2. That's right. Support the material, support the merchandise. Got clothes, short sleeve, long sleeve, hoodies, kids apparels, bags, phone cases, everything. Come check us out.
Everything. Where the merch resides. Yes. Come on through and get your shit. Get geared up. The weather is changing. Styles are about to be changing. Go ahead and be the first one with your Podnas gear before all your friends. Indeed. What you got for him, Big Pat?
Same old, man. Y'all know the Instagram at the Podnas, Facebook, Tiz, Face, Pat are the Podnas, or just in the search, just type in THEPODNAS, and that's where we at pretty much. Working on a few things behind the scenes right quick, but got to get stuff up together. Then we'll give you updates along the line and everything.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Well, as always, man, I'm 1/3 of the Podnas, your boy Tiz, along with
the other third, the Padawan here, along with
Yeah, know it's Face, and I'm trying to catch up with the race.
Catch it, touchdown. Well, as Face said last week, we here, and now we out. Peace out,
There you
guys.
go.
Thanks for joining us, man.